Sarah who loved to read books. Stories for Kids. Illustrated by Mir Nisar Baloch Badini. Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there lived a little girl named Sarah who loved to read books. She spent most of her days lost in the pages of her favorite stories, dreaming of the adventures she would one day have. One day, Sarah came across a book about a magical forest where animals could talk and fairies lived in the trees. She was so enchanted by the story that she decided to go and explore the forest herself. As she wandered through the forest, Sarah met a friendly rabbit who offered to show her around. They hopped through fields of flowers, climbed tall trees, and splashed in a crystal-clear stream. Sarah was having the time of her life. But then, as they were walking through a dark part of the forest, they came across a group of animals who were in trouble. A fox had trapped them in a cage, and they didn't know how to escape. Sarah knew she had to help. She remembered reading in her book that fairies could grant wishes, so she closed her eyes and made a wish with all her might. Suddenly, a tiny fairy appeared before her. The fairy listened to Sarah's story and granted her wish by helping the animals escape from the cage. Overjoyed, the animals thanked Sarah and the fairy for their kindness. The fairy then disappeared, and Sarah and the rabbit continued their adventure through the forest. As they made their way back home, Sarah realized that the magic of the forest was not just in the stories she read but in the kindness she showed to others. Moved by the animals' plight and her ability to make a difference, Sarah learned an important lesson about the power of compassion and empathy. She realized that she could be a hero in her own way by helping those in need, just like the characters in her beloved books. From that day on, Sarah became known as the forest friend among the animals and fairies of the magical forest. She spent her days exploring the forest, making new friends, and helping those who were in trouble. She learned about the different creatures that lived in the forest, their unique characteristics, and their stories. Sarah's adventures in the magical forest continued for years, and she grew wiser and kinder with each passing day. She shared her stories and experiences with others, inspiring them to be kind and compassionate to all living beings. One day, Sarah received a special invitation from the Fairy Queen to join a grand gathering in the heart of the forest. Excited and curious, she made her way to the fairy palace, where she was greeted by the queen and all the magical creatures of the forest. The queen thanked Sarah for her selflessness, bravery, and kindness towards the animals and fairies. She bestowed upon Sarah a magical gift as a token of her gratitude. Sarah was deeply touched and grateful, but she humbly declined the offer, knowing that her true reward was in the happiness and well-being of the forest and its inhabitants. As Sarah bid farewell to her friends in the forest, she realized that her adventure in the magical forest had come to an end, but the memories and lessons she gained would stay with her forever. She returned to her village with a heart full of love, compassion, and a newfound understanding of the magic that lies within each and every one of us. Sarah's story spread far and wide, inspiring others to follow in her footsteps and make a positive impact in their own communities. She continued to read her favorite books, but now with a deeper appreciation for the lessons they taught and the magic they held. And so, Sarah's legacy as the forest friend lived on, reminding everyone that kindness, empathy, and compassion can create magic in our lives and in the world around us. Her story became a timeless tale of courage, friendship, and the true meaning of heroism, cherished by generations to come.